In this week's Haftorah, there's a interesting mention of European geography. It says that the exiles of the Israelites will be dispersed as far as France, and those who are in Spain will take possession of the land, the southern land of Israel. Now, if you know a little geography, if you're going from Israel, going into Europe, right, Spain is farther than France. So why does it say until France, as if like, oh my gosh, that's the farthest you can go? No, it's not. You had mentioned Spain. That's even farther. So it actually mentions in Kabbalah that there's this concept, what's called the Shirat HaKelim, the destruction of the vessels, that God's light was so intense that these spiritual vessels shattered and the sparks of holiness fell into the world. And our job is to go around collecting these sparks to elevate them and bring them back to their source and reveal their godly potential. And this is actually the true definition of Tikkun Olam that's mentioned in Kabbalah, in the Zohar, right? That the Tikkun Olam, the fixing the world, is to gather these spiritual holy sparks and rectify them and purify the world to make it a dwelling place for God, with the ultimate redemption of bringing Mashiach. And it says that the farthest, the highest sparks fell to the lowest place, fell to Tzarfat, fell to France, right? These sparks of holiness that fell to the farthest place down in France. It makes it seem like France is this terrible place. And indeed, France, it did participate in accepting a lot of the very negative aspects that were antithetical to faith, in particular Christianity and Judaism, the sort of Judeo-Christian ethics, even though it also did have a lot of good things, right? The Enlightenment did produce a lot of great, amazing things, art and culture and literature, but also there was a depravity and a fight against religious values as well. However, Tzarfat is also the same letters as Paratzta. You will break forth. And like the saying goes, Simcha paratz geder, that joy can break through all boundaries. And we even have in this week's in the Torah, we see that God gives Jacob a blessing. I can't remember now if this week, last week, right? For also the Yom of that you will burst forth east and west and north and south. That your blessings and the goodness will take over the whole world, so to speak. And so this same word, right, paratzta, is tzarafat. So even though it's the lowest place where these sparks of godliness are being held captive, nevertheless, paratzta, it's going to break forth, and we're going to see from there the most beautiful refinement and beauty and godliness come out. And this is even happening today with so much Torah and mitzvot being accomplished in France. So many Jewish communities that are existing there, and even though there's some difficulties now with anti-Semitism and so forth, nevertheless there is still so much goodness that's being done, and this we will see the ultimate culmination of this when Mashiach comes, and all of these divine sparks, not just in France but all over the world, right? North, south, east, and west, everything will be rectified and purified. And godliness will shine forth, just like you look out and you see the physical world. You'll be able to see godliness with the coming of Mashiach. May it happen speedily in our days, right now. Shabbat Shalom.